Welcome. Happy Saturday. Thanks for the being patient. Got a little delay there, but I'm here now, and we are all together. Who do we got with us today? A job well done, molten salt, good folks. Uh, Folsom Lockdown, Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I don't know that movie. What do you know? Um, Shane is good here, and Hot Head Red. Danielle, hello. Freedom Ring. Gene is XO is here. Oh, you're gonna go. It's Steph around Project Metal Music, Lily, the whole crew. All right. Well, my peeps are here, and I thank you for showing up yet again to hear me talk about Brucey and animation. I wanted to do this kind of series of kids movies because a lot of people look to me and they're like, "Oh, you're a dad," and all this stuff, right? And what movies should we recommend? Because a lot of times we um, forget the past, right? We forget what was good and worthy of our time and attention, and the entertainment is swamped. It has to be current. Steph, love, thank you, Steph. I'm honored that you're here. I really am. And Friday, you're definitely going to come on. I'm always pleased to see you here, and I don't get enough of Steph. I feel like whenever I see you in my chat, makes me happy, makes this show complete, and you are a big part of Brucey and making it happen. So thank God for Steph, the Alter Nerd. Introduced me to a great band. Anybody who introduced me to a great band is thumbs up in mine, which is Alter Bridge, very good band. That's where, if anybody doesn't know, Steph, the Alter Nerd, is she gets that from the band Alter Bridge, which is a really killer band. Anyways, let me see. I wanted to just kind of run through, like I said, I've been going through some movies because Brucey's a children's book and it's available for pre-order right now and only at steveghazi.com. You can get it, and the proofs it's off. I'm going to get the proof back by Friday of next week. I should have the book in my hands. So if you want to get your book, it's going to be, if you want to guarantee to have the best printing, highest quality printing, I can get 100-pound gloss paper, hardback, 8.5 by 11. So it's going to be fold out. It's going to be 11 by 8.5. So the cover will be 11 across, 8.5 tall. At least that's what I hope. I haven't seen the actual book in the end. We'll see if it doesn't catch up, but that's what the plan is, anyways. And all full color throughout, signed. If you want that, and give it, if you know somebody in your family who is an early reader, a parent who has a child, you need to get Brucey the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. It's a story. It's got a Christian message in it with the Serenity Prayer. It's about everybody living with disabilities, and not just disabilities, but our imperfections. Maybe let's put it that way, because we all have, there's disabilities, but there's also imperfections. And that is where nobody is perfect. And little kids, they have anxieties they know what their imperfections are. They know where their limitations are. Just being a kid is a limitation, right? And the book is a positive message about everybody, no matter what your limitation is. Every life has value. And I wanted to get that message out there. And all of my friends on the internet, you guys made it happen. And this is my contribution to the future and to children. And so, you're going to give people Christmas gifts. Nothing could be more unique than this book for a new parent, for early children, any children in your life. So please do get Brucey. No guarantees after the pre-orders. All right. I'm just letting you know. So now is the time to do it. Now we're going to have the drinking stream, Jeff's going to host, and we're going to have Steph on there, and it's going to be a big party, right? But it's available right now, and I need to get, because once that proof comes in, I need to get the batch ordered. And right now, it's like going to be one batch. So get it in there. All right. Enough commercial. Maybe I'll commercial at the end a little more. I'll show you another preview of the book at the end in case you missed it. But thank you, AJ. AJ MCM ordered Brucey for my granddaughter last week. So excited. I'm excited. Thank you very much. Jean. And Miss K Griff ordered her copy of Brucey. All of my fans here. All right. So we're going to talk about again, and this the thing is that there's a lot of best of lists. And I was looking at these when I was doing these. Okay, top 10 non-Disney anime or top movie 100 animated movies or whatever, right? All these lists. Everybody's got a top list, the best of, and all that. All right, I'm not doing that. This is not what this is. Although it's my opinion, but I can't say it's comprehensive. It's not comprehensive. What it is instead is some movies that are really some animation that's really good that you can get that's worth showing your children, that you don't need to be worried about what you're showing your children, that has it's a little different, right? And things that maybe you aren't aware of, aren't forgotten, and we're going to go through it and we're going to talk through it. Hello, Hacks, how you doing? Good to see you. So we're just going to go through them one by one. And some of these are not even some of my favorite things, but other people, like my last time Mulan, my wife loves Mulan. That's like her favorite thing of all time, favorite Disney. So I put that on the list, right? So we'll talk about each one of these. And this first one, my first recommendation is one of those. It's one that I can't say is one of my favorites, all right? Many, many people disagree with me. Many people think this is like the greatest animation ever. All right. And it's very unusual. It's very Japanese. It's very Spirited Away. Okay. It's this is an interesting movie, I will say. I can't say it's really my feel-good movie of the year. It's a disturbing movie about a girl who gets lost. Now, I understand now that when I first watched it, I did not get it at all. I completely lost it. All right. I have now come to learn that it's about the world, and it sort of ties in with Brucey a little bit, that it is a little girl who's growing up as a child in this big world that's confusing and scary, and everything is scary, right? But that she responds to it with calmness and politeness and with a certain reverence, that the world is actually very positive. It is for her if she stays true to herself. So it does have a message to it that is actually quite connected, like Brucey is about the world is scary and you're imperfect, right? But God is looking after you, right? Now there's a Japanese element. There's a lot of like animism in here, meaning spirits contained in rocks and things like that. And this little girl is pretty cute. The way she's done. It's an odd movie. It's an odd movie. It's very Japanese. I wanted to include it because, believe me, everybody I talk to loves this movie. So give it your own shot. If you've got an open mind, it kind of freaked me out. And I'm an adult. I'm an old guy. If I was young, this movie would have freaked me out. But I don't know. What do you know? She stays true to herself and she escapes and she finds her family. She's a little lonely. It's a little lonely to me. But what do you think? Yes, 100-pound gloss text paper isn't the best, but it's good. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, okay. It's the best I can get from my printer. Put it that way. All right, now the next movie. Little change up here. Little change up. This one is one that I love. I love this movie, all right? And in fact, I saw this movie in the theater, which is very unusual. There's a place called the Enzian Theater in Orlando. Is Danielle's here? Danielle might know the Enzian. It's an art theater. And so it came over as an art. This was a mosquito. What is that? Mosquito? Well, it is Florida. So I was at the Enzian Theater and I saw this movie from Japan. It was special showing in an art house kind of theater. And it blew me away. When I saw this, it was like, whoa, this is cool. Now, I was a little older, very sci-fi. One of the most, I think it is the most, but it's one of the most expensive animated movies ever made. And of course, this is not necessarily for children, maybe for teenagers, like teen boys, middle school boys and up. It's called Akira. Now I actually have the complete Akira comic book set. I think it's complete. I'm not sure if I'm missing a couple because of the way it came out, but the comics are great. When I was a kid, I mean, I'm not a kid. It was like came out a little later, but I love these comics. Otomo is the fellow that did this. Katsuhiro Otomo. and it's really hard sci-fi. Hard sci-fi. Yeah, that mosquito's got to be around here somewhere. So highly recommended Akira. Um, Great animation. Some of the scenes in here, the music soundtrack is very Japanese. I love this, and I'd say it's a definite must for middle school and high school boys, maybe. I don't know. What do you girls do? Are girls into Akira? I'm not sure. Nowadays, girls are into cool stuff. I don't know. You chicks have caught up with us men. We don't have our little playground over. Girls are playing all these video games now and everything. So I don't know. But in my day, this was a boys kind of movie. Okay, so Akira. Now here's another one. Now this one, people will probably hate me for this one because I don't think that this is a great, like the greatest movie. When I was growing up, I thought this was cool. All right. And I liked it. And it's enjoyable. It's at my little kid level when I was a kid growing up. And it's before all the big screen adaptations came out. So maybe my kids have grown up with the cell phones and the high tech and all that. But what am I talking about? I'm talking about The Hobbit. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. And see, and this, when I was growing up, this was the Tolkien adaptation that was cool. Now, I will say that Fellowship of the Ring, I think, is one of the greatest movies that was ever made. I love that movie. All right, it's a wonderful movie. I don't really like the second two as much. I think the first one was great, of the Lord of the Rings. But this is The Hobbit. This is the story of The Hobbit, Smaug, and it's animated, and it's kind of campy, kind of goofy, and they have a little song, and I love when they tell him, you're the burglar, Burgle, right? And he ends up doing all the work, and the dwarves are like, you're hired, we're gonna pay you, and then he ends up doing all the work, and Smaug is awesome with his eyes, and I like this movie. So I don't know. I'm just telling you, non-Disney animated features, I think The Hobbit's pretty good. All right. Okay, so that's my first. Okay, this is kind of clearing the vocal cords for what's to come. And what's to come is we're going to change it up. I'm going to shift gears now, right? How are we doing here, right? Doing good? Gene? Yeah, Jane. Haven't seen that one, right? See, this is some obscure stuff. It's kind of obscure. Like most people, do they even know that movie exists? It got forgotten. But it's a good adaptation of that. I hear, and everybody I talk to, I have not seen the 3 Hobbit movies. Everybody says they're just a disaster. It's like 6 hours worth of stuff. This is the one you should watch. They should have just remade this. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That was a Disney, so that does not count. This is non-Disney. Now I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about some stuff that's animated, not Disney, animated, but not necessarily movie. All right, this is maybe stuff that you can get that's cool. And I will say the first one that was cool when we were growing up. Okay, see, when I was a kid, back when I was a kid, got my cigar or my pipe, we didn't have these fancy phones. We had something called Saturday morning cartoons. And Saturday morning, you'd come up and you'd wake up in the morning and like turn on the TV. And from like all morning, there was this great cartoon lineup, right? Saturday morning cartoons were a thing. You had 3 channels, maybe like when cable came in, you got like 12 channels, right? And you'd tune in ABC, CBS, and they each had their own little lineup, and you had the ones that you liked. And the ones that I liked were ones like the Pink Panther. The Pink Panther cartoons, and you can get these now on DVD. So, and they're really cool. It's like the Inspector Clouseau and the Pink Panther, right? You can get these on DVD and you can show them to your kids. It's like Saturday morning cartoons. You don't have to watch the commercials. You can put them on when you want. It's fun, campy, just like cartoon land. And this was like growing up, right? So along the lines of this, now it's not a movie. It's just a series of cartoon shorts. But you can get them on DVD, and it's like a whole bunch of cool stuff, right? Isn't that a good idea? Why not do that? And along those lines, the king of Saturday, the one that you would always tune into, is what? Come on, now you guys are my age, probably a lot of you guys are. Is of course the Looney Tunes, the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner hour, right? And this is the classic collection right here, the golden collection. There was the ones that like the Merry Melodies that they had, and I was like, oh, okay, that's all right. But the classics here, this is the one that's got the ones that are just, What's Up, Doc? Wagner, remember like the Richard Wagner? What was that one called? This is just full of good stuff. What's Up, Doc? What a Maroon. I thought I saw a Putty Tat. Only 3.5 years old. I hate that rabbit. Beep beep. Rabbit season. Duck season. How about baseball bugs? High diving hare. These are some good stuff. Rabbit of Seville. Yankee Doodle Daffy. Duck Dodgers in the 24th century. Come on, this is classic stuff. So these are all the greatest stuff with Mel Blanc doing the vocal, the voices. So what I'm saying is you can get the Looney Tunes, the classic DVD collection with all the best stuff in here. Yeah. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Right? Good stuff. All right. Now we can update that a little bit and we can bring that into the present, or let's just move it into the next kind of generation. And that is, we've got stuff called The Simpsons. And The Simpsons, we've got like up there on the top, I've got the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons, which is the only ones to have. After season 10, not worth having generally. All right. But the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons were great. And there were a lot of the writers, like Conan O'Brien was a Simpsons writer. And so the writers were really good, and they gradually fell off. And now there's what they call the zombie Simpsons. So they're like season 38 or whatever. In fact, I bought one thinking, oh, okay, I didn't know that until I bought a season. And I'm like, what is this? I'm watching. It's not funny at all. But the first seasons, especially the first 10 seasons, really are spectacular. So get The Simpsons. It's worth, it's a lot of stuff. For the cost of one DVD movie, you get a whole season of Simpsons. All right. Along this same line, I'm just suggesting, and again, I love The Simpsons. My son likes these others. I wasn't into this. All right. But when he was a kid, I applied that same concept, and I would get stuff like SpongeBob SquarePants, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Home Sweet Pineapple. You can get these DVDs that have all the SpongeBob SquarePants stuff, or Phineas and Ferb. I don't know if the Phineas and Ferb are great. I love Phineas and Ferb. Now I will say this is a Disney. I think this is Disney, isn't it? Yeah, okay, this is Disney. Doesn't count. But I didn't include it last, and it kind of fits in this. I like but the way Disney releases Phineas and Ferb on DVD, they don't say the first season or the second season. Instead, they release them like spot in like 4 episodes and stuff. And Disney, they are just caught in the Disney trap. But so let's put this one over here. Okay, mistake. SpongeBob. All right. So we got that. All right. So you get that concept. What I'm saying is those early Saturday morning cartoons that you love are available, and you can catalog and you can show them to your kids. Idea? Okay. Just on. Welcome. Jane Walker. Good to see you. All right. Next. So now we're getting into, okay, I got 2 movies here, which are now, okay, so I'm leading up. We're moving up to, we're almost, and I'm doing these little short snippet things. These are not long form videos. These are just fun children, childhood love of animation, adult stuff that adults will like. Okay, now these 2 movies are not Disney. They're full animated. And both of these movies are the kind that your child will love and you will love. It's one that has a serious sense of humor that appeals to adults, maybe some layers to the humor. And it's not just like fart humor or something like that, but there's some really sophisticated humor. First one is phenomenal. and that is Kung Fu Panda. This one, we watched this one over and over again. Okay, I love Kung Fu Panda. And it's funny, like the best, like the chopsticks battle. Like the panda is absolutely useless as a kung fu guy. You know, all the other ones, the lion and the mantis, they're super powered, and the panda, like what's he do? He can just take punishment, right? But when he fights over the food or the chopsticks, that scene is phenomenal. And the turtle, I just love it. This movie is great. If you haven't seen Kung Fu Panda, this is one that you can watch as an adult and appreciate it. Appreciate it, right? So, and your child will like it too. And that to me is a winner. A winner where you can sit with your child and you like the movie just as much as your kid. And that was Kung Fu Panda. In fact, my son got his black belt because of this movie. All right. Similarly, I have another movie, and this one I like even more than Kung Fu Panda. Is Jay Liebbot here? Oh yeah, hey Jay, good to see you, Jay Liebgott. He wants me to say his name. All right, the next one. We're getting it to Dennis. It's not really a list. You understand? It's not like a top 10 list. This is a suggestions for you as a parent of what to get what to want. You know, that's not vulgar. It's not giving you a bad message. It's something that's fun. It's light. It's entertaining, and it's a movie that you can sit down with your son or your daughter and watch and enjoy. And this one is this is my number one movie on the list here that I think is just great. Non-Disney, and it's called Madagascar. Madagascar. Have you heard of this movie? And you know what I love about this? It's Chris Rock. Chris Rock is the zebra. But boy, everything of it. The lion's great, the giraffe, the lemur. Boy, all of these guys are so funny. The hippo, the penguins. Come on, the penguins. The penguins have a whole spin-off movie that's good too. But the first Madagascar movie, I think, is spectacular. It's a great movie. And I always enjoy it. We watch this one over and over and over again. So get Madagascar. Okay. This is one that you can watch with your child and you'll get it. You'll be laughing at just as much as your child. Okay. Got that? Take a deep breath. And this is little short streams. We're not killing you here with these long streams. We're going to do Friday. We're going to have I'm taking off on Friday to celebrate the release of Brucey the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Only available, SteveGosney.com. Now's the time to get it. But the last one is this is not really a movie, I guess, but I've watched it so many times. In fact, it's a tradition here. And you kind of know what this is. Charlie Brown Christmas. Charlie Brown Christmas. We watch this every Christmas. It's a tradition, family tradition. Along with, of course, it's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. These are the three greatest Charlie Browns. But all of these Charlie Browns are great. And check this out. Look, you can get the Charlie Brown Holiday Collection that includes all three of these in a box set. The three best, if you get nothing else, these three in the box set for peanuts. Isn't that awesome? See there? Now, I will say this is the essential collection. The Charlie Brown Holiday Collection on DVD. All right. Must have. But there are others like there's also like Be My Valentine, Charlie Brown. There's, it's the Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown. There's, wait, do I have two Valentines? I do. Look, here I have another one, Be My Valentine, Charlie Brown. I think this one has You're in Love, Charlie Brown, and It's Your First Kiss, Charlie Brown. Two bonus TV specials. I don't even know why I have two of those. The Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show. So there's a whole bunch of like gold in Charlie Brown. And I will tell you, we actually have the complete Charlie Brown in book form. They released it in book form, and it's like a whole shelf about this wide of every Charlie Brown ever done. But These are great, and I will highly recommend the holiday specials. So, what do you think? I know I'm missing a lot. I know this is sort of a random collection of movies, and I know that I missed out your favorite stuff. But what I'm saying is the concept here is that when you get it like this, first of all, they can't censor my movie. Like this one may get edited because of the political incorrectness, right? What do you think? You like my list? I'm just throwing it out there. All right. So with that, do y'all have any suggestions? I do want to tell you that now is the time to get Brucey the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. So if you're, it's my book. You can only get it from me. I had it designed. I had it laid out. Everything is done. Let's see. I'll share the screen. You can take a look. Present, share screen. Can you see that? So there's Brucey. There's the layouts. That's what the book's going to look like. There's the inside. Meet Brucey. See, look at this. Is this great? This is what you're going to get in all full color, big book you could read and see how you can it'll be wide, 11 inches each way. You can sit in your lap, and you can have your little dog and read to your child, and they can learn how to read paragraphs and fall in love with Brucey, and he'll teach them a little lesson about growing up and about being imperfect. Right? All right. Yeah, buy hard copies while you can. They can't take all my books, those were my childhood books. I had and this is my intent here, was to create childhood books for you, because when I grew up and learned to read, we'd read together and we'd sit down, and those were some of the best times. And then I took those books, my Walt Disney World book or my Charlie Brown book, and I read to my son. And I've got all those hardback books in a box out in the thing. When we have a grandbaby maybe someday, those books will go to him and he can read it and pass it right on down the line. So this is what I'm trying to do with Brucey. All right. So yes, KLI, get Brucey for your niece. Definitely, this is the time. It's 1-year-old, early readers, parents, new parents. If you've got a new parent, somebody expecting Christmas coming up, this is what you need. All right. All right. Well, thanks for showing up, and I hope you enjoyed a little animation preview. Next time I will definitely be on stream. We'll be on Jeff of Legal Vices. I'll be on next Friday, and we will catch up then. All right. Thanks all for showing up. Bye-bye.